and higher. Oh, let me actually get the microphone here. So we are moving higher and higher, exactly as we were expecting it. And now I need to explain to you the reasons behind that move and what is going to happen next year. That is really, really important. If you don't want to miss out on that, then make sure that you are sticking around, and let's go, guys. Oh wow, so now my desktop is gone. Give me here a second to fix that. This should be not like this. So we're gonna fix that immediately. No, that's not what I want. I need this here, I think. Yes. Display capture, window capture. No, display capture. There we go. There we go, guys. So I have to get rid of this. I hope everything is still fine. Yeah. So now I'm here. Now I'm here, guys. I will be not able to see a lot of the chat, guys, because today I'm streaming on 3 different platforms simultaneously, on Twitter, YouTube, and on Twitch. Tomorrow it will be different, because tomorrow I finally will have again a real office. I hope I'm gonna be able to settle in that office fast enough so that I can stream from there, and then I will have a way better view what's actually happening. So now let's jump here straight into the charts. So the DXY is moving to the downside, and that is for sure helping us with the crypto market overall to keep moving to the upside. So we see here a beautiful retest, a bearish retest of this downward sloping trend line here. That was at 98.5 points approximately, and since then we are just keep moving lower. Here is a little bit of support on the dollar, but I don't believe that this is really holding up here a lot. Maybe today, worst case by tomorrow, I see this being broken, and then into next week, Monday when the markets open again, we should get here follow through into lower levels. Here on the weekly chart, we are printing a really nice bullish engulfing, going here to the upside currently. Here, the next major resistance in this upward sloping channel that we are seeing here would be here the mid-range level, this one here, at around $129,000–130,000. So here on this weekly chart, we have, of course, higher levels than that. Here the Fibonacci extensions giving us $138,000, but you should never fade levels in between that I have just shown you. So let's make this here like 100. Let's make this $129,500. So here this is the imminent next level that I'm watching over the next 10 to 14 days that we are hitting this, and afterwards, once we are breaking above that, here the golden ratio, the 3.618, the extended golden ratio will be the next major target, and then we are approaching also close, really close than our exit point. So why did Bitcoin move here higher today? So first of all, short squeeze. Once again, I have pointed that out now multiple times that Bitcoin will have multiple short squeezes on the way up here to $120,000. Sorry, still my nose is running a little bit. And that when we are above the golden ratio, most likely gonna get here a continuation move. At the same time, the EMA ribbon on the daily chart is also flipping again back into an uptrend, so which is another bullish indicator here for continuation to the upside. But I want to warn you, on the lower time frames, we should expect a small pullback. So we should expect here a small pullback, most likely going back to the lower end of the golden ratio, maybe even wick slightly below that before we turn around and break $120,000. If we at any point break $120,000 before that, then this is invalidated, and if you were sidelined, even though I gave you now in the last 3 days multiple entries on Bitcoin, then around $120,000 would be your next entry. You can also see that here on the VPVR, we are currently on the daily chart fighting to stay above the point of control, which is sitting at $118,400. So we are $300 above that currently. Also have finally the W breakout But I would not enter this right now. I would not enter this W breakout right now if you are not already in a position. So you could have caught yesterday here this whole move to the upside. Again, I gave you setups for that. But if you missed that, then wait for that small pullback that is most likely happening tonight or tomorrow at some point, or even over the weekend, so that we come here slightly back again here to the lower end of the neckline, $117,000, $116,000. There is your entry that you want, you know. So if you're right now in profit, set your take your stop loss, around the point of control. If you get wicked out, that's fine. You walk away with a little bit of profit. But don't round trip this, you know, because this can go, like I said, to $116,000 approximately before this is coming back and keeps pushing higher. The target on that overall setup has not changed. It's $126,000. What is that? $126,400. And this is still a really, really juicy trade that we have here in front of us. So let's say we get the pullback to $116,000 approximately. You're looking here at roughly 8.6% to the upside. On that note, if you want to take any of these trades, guys, do this on BLOFIN, non-KYC. You get up to $5,000 in welcome bonuses if you use the link in the description, and also after the stream in the pinned comment below. That's the exchange that I've partnered with and do a lot of things with also in the future. And you should also not forget, there will be a new trade challenge coming up. I'm speaking to 2 other exchanges to see who wants to do this with me. I have the discussions next week with them, and then I'm gonna see which one it will be that we're gonna do a new $500 to $10,000 challenge. So I will be also here tomorrow streaming, not as expected, not here tomorrow. So I will be here. I got confused with the dates. So here on the MDX Algo scalp gradient on the 4-hourly chart. So we are seeing now the take profit point and also the reacting indicator being overextended, so which is also a sign of exhaustion for the price, and that we should either start going sideways or come down a little bit. So in this case, I believe that we will come down a little bit, and here on the 4-hourly chart you can also see this really, really good. The levels that we need to look at, 116,500, and then slightly below that, here 115,800. Somewhere in between will be the price action dropping to, in my opinion, once we are starting to move down here. And this is from where you can build a really good position, or if you have currently a position, you can add to your position. But that makes, of course, only sense if you build it from way below that, you know. So because I gave you here the first entry at like $109,000 when I came back. Yeah, here in that range down here, I gave it to you before we broke this downward sloping trend line, more or less. So if you are in that trade from here, then this is your level where you want to add to your position. And as you can see here in the color grading, we are definitely overheated a little bit. So, and creating wicks here to the upside. These are usual signs that we need to consolidate a little bit or even go down. On the liquidation levels here, we have also taken out all the over-leveraged liquidity on the short side. So here is nothing really left. We have here a little bit of long liquidity building up. More or less exactly in that region that I just spoke about, is a little bit lower here. So if we will get here more long liquidity in, concentrated, something like this here, something like this, a concentrated area like this over here, then this is the next major target. So be ready that we could go a little bit lower to like 114,600, but only if more over-leveraged long positions will start building here positions. Right now it doesn't look like that. We have here only a little bit of liquidity. We're gonna go now also to the liquidation heat map to see what's there going on. But here, again, some sideways chop before we start breaking past $120,000 seems to be here. Yeah, definitely in the cards for us in the next coming days. So, so let's see here. I actually want to go down. Yeah, I forgot it's already Thursday. Don't ask me why. For some weird reason, I thought it's Monday. How could I think that today is Monday? This is insane. yeah, so also here, Confluence, $116,000. You see here is the next highest concentrated area below the current price action. Below that, also $115,000 approximately. So these are major areas of interest that I would be watching. Because to the upside, there is a little bit here at $120,000. Even if we go up there, I don't believe that we break through that immediately and push here straight into new all-time high. I cannot see that without any major catalyst coming into the market. So, and rather take out a little bit liquidity here, punish all the latecomers that wanted to long, and then go back into higher levels. Here on the 50 minutes chart, I'm currently watching this here playing out. So here was somewhat of a bullish pennant or falling wedge pattern forming. So here's now again a smaller one also forming. These super small ones I really don't like at all to trade them. So, but I must say, momentum looks like that we want to push it to the upside. Personally, I would not trade this. So here's the trade from yesterday. So I hope a lot of you were able to catch that. Let me actually know in the comments if some of you were able to catch that one, because that was here picture perfect. You know, so when it started to break it to the upside, so that quick scalp here. So here you can try to scalp this. You know, if you really want to. I'm not that keen on that, even though it might be a bigger trade than the one from yesterday. If you treat this as a pennant here with that breakout to $121,265. So here from current price, if you would enter there, yeah, so that's 2.2%. That's a little bit more juicy than the one from yesterday, obviously. So, but I would have a tight stop loss here at $118,300 approximately. So yeah, so you are not risking a lot of money here. You can long this with 50x without any problems, because you risk 13% to make 110%. And so there's no issue to use here like 50x leverage on a trade like that. So if you're really crazy, you can also do 100x, but I would not personally do that. You know, 50 is more than enough on a trade setup like this. So I might actually do this later with size, but only here. Oh wait, in 1.5 minutes, we're closing this 50-minute candle. So let's see here, let's see. So if that's closing, indicators all telling that we should keep going up here, but I want the stochastic to print the buy signal. So once the stochastic prints a buy signal, I might take that trade. on 50x leverage on BLOFIN. So I'm gonna come back here in a moment. Total free market cap has broken resistance at the $1.11 trillion mark. I told you guys, once we're breaking this, you're gonna get a push to the upside, and that is what we are seeing here right now. That's why most of the altcoins keep pushing here into higher levels, and there's nothing really stopping us to go even higher than that. You know, so you see here there's a little bit of resistance at 100, yeah, exactly at 113, 1.13 trillion dollars. Yeah, I don't know. So there must be like a comma something, you know, so that's in the way there. So, but let's say once we're past 1.14 trillion dollars, we get the next push here closer to 1.17, 1.20 trillion dollars here. So, and then there's basically blue skies, you know, because if we go here into the past, we are almost past the prior all-time high here. At yeah, so we are around the prior all-time high here from the last cycle, and then here in December 2024, there was 116 approximately, yeah, 1.16, sorry, 1.16, and then we were here at 117 this year. So yeah, there's not much resistance above us to push here into a new all-time high on total free. Sorry, I have to slap my leg here in between because here stupid mosquitoes that keep biting me. It's really annoying. I got already here a couple new bites. Hate this when this is happening. So here the Bitcoin dominance is pulling back now, slightly on the weekly chart. I want to see on the daily chart. Yeah, on the daily chart we get here a really nice morning star pattern pulling back. So if we can keep that trajectory over the weekend and we break below 58.6%, then we might start breaking down from there already into lower levels, and we're not going up here to 60%. So also something that I'm watching closely in the next coming days. So I want to see now how Bitcoin did here on a 50 minutes chart. So do I enter trade? Do I not enter trade? Oh, that looks good. I think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna enter a trade now. I'm gonna show it to you on BLOFIN that I actually did this here with my phone. Not that you say I'm not entering trades here live. So let me do this. I don't want spot, I want perp. So futures, Bitcoin perp. So there we go. So and then I want 50x. Because that looks like that we are starting to push here. So I need to take profit. I make 120,000 should be enough. Then my stop loss at 118,311. Whoop. So and then, oh wow, this looks like that this wants to run now. So now this is all gone. I hate this. So 118,311. So limit. So then 50%. Yes, go. Okay, I'm in the trade, guys. I'm in the trade. I'm in. So now I want to see how much I potentially lose here. Whoa, why is this like this? Okay, 120,000. Oh wow, that is not bad. So stop loss 118.31. Oh wow, but I'm also losing 1,000. Okay, wish me luck, guys. Wish me luck. So I show it to you guys that I actually have a trade open here. Not that you say I'm not showing you my trades. Currently a little bit underwater, but I entered this with $5,000. Wish me luck, guys. Wish me luck. But I think I need to cut this if this goes like minus 500 or something. I think I need to cut this then. But just as you see, I put my money where my mouth is. Let's see if I will be correct here or not with that trade. So, but yeah, I think I think I need to change here a little bit. So is this no? Okay. So let's see here. 500. Yes, so that looks definitely better here. 511. That is what I need. Yeah, so if it goes a little bit down, so my stop loss is now 118,511 because I don't want to lose more than $500 on this trade. So it's like 10%. Yeah, so with 10% I would be fine if I'm losing that. So if it moves up, better, you know. So if not, then I lose a little bit of money here. Now I can go back to our live stream and we're gonna keep rolling here. Keep rolling. Again, putting my money where my mouth is. Bitcoin's going up currently here slightly, but we need to break, what is that, $119,000? Yeah, $190,000 is what we need to break to get here a proper push to 120, and then I'm out. So now let me go to Ethereum. So Ethereum moving into the upside, insane momentum on Ethereum right now. I don't think that this is stopping here anytime soon. So I just wanna, so here was an ascending triangle, a small one that broke to the upside. Now I see here a small pennant forming. Here like this, just a little bit lower. So, and here, that pennant is giving you a target here of $4,500 to the upside. You could trade this. This is like over a 2% trade. Again, you could scalp this, but I hope that many of you were able to get in here yesterday on that big break. So if you're still holding that, that's a really, really good trade. So I would definitely keep holding this. So if you're still in that, because Ethereum doesn't look like that it wants to slow down here anytime soon. And you also see that here on the daily time frame. We're here around the VPVR at $4,382. That's where the VPVR is. We are slightly above that, but the MACD just turned bullish The RSI is here going a little bit sideways because we are running into that resistance, but the stochastic is also flying here to the upside. So that looks for me right now quite bullish, but we need to move here to around $4,500. That is the next $4,450, sorry. So that is the level that we need to break. Once that level is broken, Ethereum will keep flying and making here another push to the upside. So because we have here also downward sloping trend line that we try to break or about to break here. So, and once that is confirmed, you're gonna get here the next push. Solana doing really well. So I hope a lot of you were able to catch the entry yesterday, I think. Yeah, after the daily close, basically. After the daily close, you would have had the chance to enter this here. So you should now go and set your stop loss to your entry for a simple reason. I think Solana can reach $231 today, maybe tomorrow, but then also rolls over and comes down a little bit again. So, and I want that you protect, again, your position. And in the worst case, round trip a little bit of profit and can re-enter with the same amount here again if you get stopped out. You know, so, or if we go a little bit lower, see that as an opportunity to get a better entry and re-enter with the same amount that you used in the first place and trade the bounce. So, but trust me, there will be a small retracement in the next coming days on everything that's pumping today. It will happen. There will be potentially some outliers, but Solana, Ethereum, Bitcoin, they gonna move a little bit down over the next 48 hours, in my opinion. So Sui moving here to the upside. Why is Sui pumping? Sui is pumping because there's Sui Fest happening now during token 2049, and that's one of the reasons. And then of course because the market is running. But also here we are running soon in that $3.66 resistance level from this downward sloping trend line. You see here indicators are already overextended. The RSI is overbought on the 4-hourly. Stochastic is also flatlining here. MACD is losing momentum. We could see here that one final push with a wick above that level, but I think that we will come down, consolidate, and then get the next push past that and past $3.85, and that will open us up to reach $4. So if you're currently not in a Sui trade because you missed here the break of $3.40, then just wait. We are too close to that resistance to squeeze now here 2-3% out of Sui. I would not do that. Then BNB tries to break here the golden ratio, is currently above the $1,039 mark, the 1.618 level. Here, everything still looks fine for bullish continuation. The RSI has not even entered yet overbought territory. The MACD is just about to print a buy signal. The stochastic RSI also going up. So this looks really, really, really good for a new attempt to make a new all-time high here. Yeah, basically over the weekend. Over the weekend, I could see a BNB trading here above a new all-time high. So here, I gave you yesterday a good entry at $1,020 approximately. So I hope that a lot of you guys were able to catch that. If not, it's not too late, guys. It's not too late. You're 0.5% away from that entry. If you still want to enter BNB, absolutely fine. You have here 40% upside. So you don't even need a lot of leverage for that. The next one is Esther. Esther is finally finding here a footing. I was hoping for so long that this is going to happen. So we are now above that downward sloping trend line that was giving us resistance. That is almost looking like a bump and run pattern to me. So if this is actually a bump and run pattern on the 1-hourly chart, then we should see really quickly an attempt to go back to like $1.90, $2 approximately. From there, small pullback, continuation into a new all-time high. So also here, if you want to trade Esther and you're not in an Esther trade right now, wait for a break of... Actually, you don't need to wait for a break. You can enter this right now. I would not really wait here. Just want to see higher time frames. Let's see a 4-hourly chart. Not that bad, not that bad. Yeah, I would enter this. I would not wait. Yeah, also 15 minutes. 15 minutes wants to push So here is a push coming. So if you want to make here really quick some money, then this might be one of the coins that you want to trade right now, because 2-3% most likely to the upside are going to happen still today here with a setup like that. So then here, Hyperliquid is another one that I have on the map today. I could bite myself that I did not buy here at around $43 yesterday. I was still seeing this at around $43. So I could have made here almost 20%, almost 20% soon to the upside. So yeah, I'm really annoyed about this, but you cannot keep around these emotions. You know, you always need to blend them out and keep going. You know, there's always the next trade. So here, if we close above the 0.5 level, this 4-hourly candle, then also this becomes a go to enter this, because the next target would be then here the golden ratio, $52.47 at the 0.65 level. And from current price, let me take it the long tool again. From current price, so this would be a 5.57% move. So with a stop loss slightly below here, the ascending triangle neckline. Actually, let me make it a little bit tighter. Yeah, so that is here $48.76 would be the stop loss level. Entry $49.72, more or less where we are at right now. Take profit $52.49. It will most likely go higher than that. So I see so many imbalance candles. This can most likely reach in that one, yeah, in 2-3 4-hourly candles, it could reach here $55.16. And then $60 is again, of course, around a resistance level again, where we most likely gonna get in the next rejection from that. But I would also be watching closely $55. So, but yeah, that looks also really good here for a next move. I want to see what Bitcoin is doing. Okay, still there where it was. I still have a little bit of time, so I'm gonna go here in Event. Event. Whoop. I wrote this wrong. Ah, yeah, I wrote this wrong. So here, Bybit. I'm honestly not a huge fan of that coin, you know, because it pumped up here, then came down, now consolidating, a lot of wicks in that on the 4-hourly chart. That doesn't look really good. So if you want to trade this, you need to wait for this trend line to be broken. So it doesn't matter how you draw that. You can draw this trend line like this. That would be really conservative. So if you want to be a little bit more aggressive, then like this. So, but unless one of these trend lines is broken, I would not like to trade that. So we are looking at $1.30, so which is like another 10% move to the upside, or even higher than that. Here, $1.52 before you want to enter this. You know, so that would be my entry level. So if I would like to trade this, then here $1.30, $1.50. So here, that box, I would not touch that before it's in that box. I would not touch that, because the risk is too high. That just keeps doing that, you know. So if it loses, so I can give you levels here. And cat is coming. If we lose $1.04, then bye. This will go then sub $1. So this is the major support level that we need to hold. So yeah, I will check ZZ because it's pumping like crazy today. Let me see if I can find an entry for us there. But yeah, no, I will start shorting this. When I look here on a 4-hourly chart, that looks something that I would like to short. But I need indicators. Fucking mosquitoes here. So, hey, now the cat wants to go into the trash. So let's look at this 4-hourly chart. Yeah, the MACD still wants to fly, so this could technically still keep running, but the RSI is cooked, the stochastic RSI is cooked. I would be really careful with that. On the 1-hourly chart, 15 minutes. 15 minutes. Not that bad. But would I long this right now? So ideally, what you want to see is a breakout from this pattern here. Come on. So many mosquitoes here. So that's what I'm looking for. So unless that is not breaking, not interested to try to catch this lower. Because once this is breaking to the downside, it will keep crashing. Because it went up like crazy since yesterday. So yeah, or even Tuesday. So look here, Tuesday. I want to go here to the beginning of Tuesday. Beginning of Tuesday. Yeah, to the top here. 143%, almost 144% in 2 days. So this needs to come down a little bit. So I would not try now to top blast that and get into this, because this looks like that this wants to come down. And I also see here, is that, let me see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so here is also an Elliott wave 5 count on that. Here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is now ABC coming down. So you definitely don't want to long that. You want to short that aggressively. So I would aggressively short this now, because that's definitely coming down. So guys, I have to go again. I wanted to keep this a short stream today, and especially while I'm testing all these other platforms at the same time. So if you are on Twitch or on Twitter, I hope everything was fine. I'm gonna see you again tomorrow with a way better background. That's at least what I'm hoping for, and my usual setup. And don't forget, let me go switch camera quick. And don't forget, guys,